A year ago, I created what I thought was the perfect aesthetic pantry. I bought the containers, the bins, the labels, and for a long time I was so pleased with how beautiful it looked.
My focus wasn't functionality, it was to create that perfect Pinterest-looking pantry. But fast forward a year later, and I had to face some honest truths. My aesthetic pantry needed a realistic update. I needed a refresh, a new system that actually fit my lifestyle. So today, I'm starting from scratch. I'm removing everything from my pantry and taking you along through my process in hopes that it inspires you to rethink your own pantry or cupboards in a way that's realistic and maintainable for you and your family.
We all love those beautiful Pinterest-worthy pantries. I have an entire folder saved for inspiration. But let's be honest, not all food is beige and white, and most of us won't finish every item before it expires. Some of those picture-perfect pantries are packed with so much food, and honestly, it can be wasteful. Mine was no exception. I noticed a few things about my old system. I was storing food just to store it. And just because you buy something doesn't mean it has to go into a labeled jar. I was taking up precious space with foods I barely used. Meanwhile, the foods we used most often were in smaller containers that needed constant refilling, when larger ones would have made much more sense for our habits.
We're creatures of habit. We tend to rotate through the same meals for a while, then switch things up. So when organizing a pantry, it really helps to look at your real habits and your family's lifestyle. Ask yourself, is this something we use year-round, or is it just a temporary phase?
If it's something you're only into right now, putting it into a labeled canister might actually set it up to be forgotten and eventually wasted once your tastes change.
These items would better be suited for a bin rather than a labeled jar.
I also realized that storing food in bins sometimes meant I couldn't see what I had, and things would go unused for months and expire. And with canned goods especially, keeping them hidden in bins made it hard to quickly see what was available. A display style system would actually be much more functional for me.
So while bins come in handy, as you'll see later in the video, and are absolutely necessary, we still have to be really cautious about what we put in the bins so that we are using everything that we have.
Now let's clean the pantry for a complete refresh and restart.
I tried so hard and got so far. In the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. In the end, it doesn't even matter. I tried so hard and got so far.
everything is out. So we have quite a bit to deal with here. Now that the pantry is completely cleaned, it's time to start organizing. Here, I'm making 3 piles. Items I use almost daily, items I use a few times a month, and items I almost never use. This step gives me a realistic picture of where my organization actually needs to focus. As I'm going through things, I'm also checking expiration dates and tossing them as I go. She's doing her own organizing. It's keeping her busy while mommy does her work. I love it because we've got a lot to do, so we need the baby occupied. As you sort, remove everything from its bins and separate foods into the 3 piles. Even if they return to the same bin or container later, this helps you to see your pantry clearly and understand what you truly reach for. So I know it doesn't look like much right now, but I have the island is the section of things that I use a lot, but not on a daily basis. Things that I should have on hand, okay? And then this is the section of things we use on a daily basis that I know I see us consuming daily, right? A lot of the kids' snacks, my collagen, oats almost every day. If it's a few times a week, it should go in this pile, right? Cook with rice a lot. I'm actually out, so shows you how much we use it. Cereals, my husband likes to make cereals with nuts and things like that a lot. Onions, you know, produce, which I cook from scratch a lot. Here we have things we barely use, right? Almost never use. Like I bought buckwheat flour one time because I wanted to start cooking with it, and now it's been sitting there for months. I don't use it. So this is a good way to kind of see what am I just storing in my pantry, never using, taking up space, right? And I'm sorry, these do not go in that pile. These are the like my appliance parts. So these will go in a different section. Oh, baby, okay. And then my pastas, we use farfalle, a gluten-free farfalle often. So I need to restock. So I do use this quite often. This would go in my using often but not daily section because I cook a lot. Flax seeds, I bought these and I never use them. So this is going right over here. So that way I can repurpose this container for something else that I actually use all the time. I start with the foods we use the most and place them in the easiest to reach spots and larger containers. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just start placing things. You can always adjust as you go. What matters most is prioritizing what you actually use. Also, take note of what worked for you previously. For example, these canisters are going back in the same spot because this was the perfect place for them, and I got used to the placement of where everything was.
Having some empty jars was fine because they were items I knew that I used often and I just needed to refill them. I still kept a few bins as it was necessary. However, I have a new system to check every week if anything is expiring.
Now, this is the perfect night tonight. It's now or never. Come on, let's light up the sky. Now we're together.
Whenever I transfer food into canisters, I make sure to note the expiration date. I usually do this 2 ways. I add a small label on the back, and I also keep a list in my phone reminders so nothing slips past me. This is an overflow bin with leftover excess. And here is the graveyard of canisters. Basically the leftover canisters that I'm going to repurpose. For example, this crispy garlic thing I'm obsessed with right now from Trader Joe's. And so I'm going to repurpose it in the small canister that I was using for cashews, which I'm not a big fan of cashews, guys. So now these crispy garlic chips are going to go in, and I know I'm going to get a lot of use out of those.
And this is where we all belong. So now, come let your soul and mind ignite. It's now or never. Come on, let's light up the sky. Now we're together. Come on, let's light up the sky. Just you and I. Let's light up the sky.
In the end, I had 2 full trash bags like this of just expired food.
Which shows I was storing more food than I needed, and hopefully this new organization system will help me to keep track and reduce the waste. Here are the remaining bins and jars I no longer needed. Well, the kitchen is clean and the pantry is done. There you have it. While it's not as matchy-matchy as it was when I did it a year ago, it's still very aesthetic, and I'm very pleased with the way the layout is, and I know that it's going to be super functional for me and my family and something that I can maintain for months and months to come.